This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to the Boundary Park Alert System podcast with me, Matt Dean. Coming up in this week's show, the season isn't over. We carry on beyond the start of May. We will be talking to Mickey Mellon, to Darren Royle, to Luke Rothwell, to Tom Conlon, and loads of fans from the fans forum. That's coming up later. We've got loads of interviews from the event itself. Also, very, very special Laticsmind today, where we will be quizzing none other than Andy Halliwell. Paul Prendergast has sent us through a special load of questions. When I say special, they're just normal Laticsmind questions, but Andy hasn't seen them, so we are going to be testing him. So joining me today, obviously, is Andy Halliwell. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Matthew. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm fresh as a daisy. Unlike the third member of our ensemble, Sexy Dave Bradley.
Good morning.
Who went to the cricket club last night.
I did. And I have set their teams up for the next 3 years of the amount of money I spent. Goodness me. So I remembered we were on at 10:30 and I woke up at 23 minutes past. But I should get a shower and I'm ready. So
the great thing about you, Dave, is it doesn't matter if you're completely hungover and you've only been up 7 minutes. The quality of your output is going to be just the same as if you were.
Very true.
And we will make an example of that by talking about the predictions that we did at the beginning of the season later, or in a little while. But a few things to get through. So we've got the playoffs, obviously. We've got that. We're going to have a quick talk about the season today and look back at where we had our predictions and see how we all got on. And we've got the Players Awards ceremony last night at Boundary Park, which looked like a good do. And then, like I said, Laticsmind and the fans forum. So got about 30 minutes of audio from the fans forum. So we're going to fill about the next half an hour with the other stuff that we've got, and then you can have a listen to the fans forum stuff in a little bit. Dave, did you enjoy the fans forum?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was really good. I thought the turnout could have been better, but I counted 50, 60 people, so it wasn't bad. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think the timing of it to do it like in between the end of the season and the playoff. I get why they did it, by the way. It's probably for the club quite a cute time to do it, but possibly people are not exercised enough to turn up at that point and ask difficult questions, which I guess is why they did it when they did it.
Yeah, I think as well though. Like, I mean, you've got to pick a time to do it. You don't know when you're going to be. The playoffs are going to end, or if you're going to continue. If you get to all the way to the end, you're going to just want to and you succeed. You're going to want to celebrate. I don't think you're going to want to bring everybody in after a Wembley final defeat. And you know what I mean. The season's gone on till June already by then. You know what I mean. So it's people at the club need need a break and stuff. So
I do find it mental that the playoff fans on the 1st of June, don't you? Like you can see all the football league playoff games are being played now. Why aren't we playing today? Surely the first playoff game should be today on a Saturday.
You would have thought so.
It's madness, isn't it? I guess they've had to stagger it out because the only date they could get at Wembley was the 1st of June because there's other events there. But it doesn't leave either team actually who get to the final, whoever it is, doesn't leave them much time to prepare for next year, does it?
No, not really. I think somebody say at the fans forum or on the phone about there only been about 8 weeks really, 8 or 9 weeks until the season starts again. After that,
yeah, and if you don't know what division you're in, you can't sign players, and you've got all the other. I can see clubs already beginning to talk about the players that they're signing now, and you're like, hang on a minute, we've got another month before we know who we can sign.
Hopefully,
we
could start on Thursday if things go badly.
Cheltenham did their release and return list the day after the season finished, didn't they?
I guess they're not in a situation where they've got playoffs or relegation to worry about or whatever, have they? I think where are they in League Two? Are they?
Yeah.
So it's easier in that respect, but well, we are in a unique position. Are you now that the season's over, Andy? In anger, we've got a cup run now, basically. How are you feeling? You excited?
I listened back to the last podcast we did a couple of weeks ago after Forest Green, and we were a bit morose on that one, weren't we? If you listen to the tone of it, I have to say, I think I feel ever slightly better than there, but equally, I'm not overly hopeful. I think we should be able to compete on Wednesday. We should be able to beat Halifax on Wednesday. It could go either way, though, couldn't it? You know, we've beaten them twice already. They could get a bit of luck this time around, but we should be able to beat them. I can't see any way that realistically we get past York 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, a team that's finished 23 points in front of us, 23 points in front of us, will beat us 9 times out of 10. So we've got a 1 in 10 chance of sneaking a 1-0 win because they hit the woodwork 3 times and we get a bit of luck. I just don't see it, really. So
there is precedent, though, Andy. There is precedent in this league for teams finishing, like you said, well clear, and it's part of the travesty of the National League that when it does come down to the one-offs, and even the teams that finish at the top in this division are capable of having a bad day. They've got 2 weeks off now until they have to play. How will that affect their momentum? So we don't. There's a lot of. I think it's exciting. For me, I'm excited. I'm excited about Wednesday. Are you coming up, Andy?
I'm not. No, I can't make it Wednesday. Watch on telly. There's an outside chance I've got a meeting in Leeds the day after we would technically be at York away, so that could be on. But
right. I was thinking back to. I won't get too far ahead of ourselves, but when we played QPR, pretty sure we had didn't we have a big screen at Boundary Park? For that fixture, we did, didn't we? Because I think that's where I watched it. I didn't go to QPR, but 2003, so it was a long time ago.
It was in the Chaddy end, was it?
Yeah, it was in the Chaddy end. Yeah, so I'm assuming that based on the number of tickets that would be available for York, I mean, obviously we've got the fans bar now, but you still only get 400 or 500 people in there. I think you need to be more demand for that than that, wouldn't there? So, but again, that nowadays there's more people can watch it. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to the Halifax game. I'm with you and with everybody that we spoke to at the fans forum day. Everyone's pretty confident about Halifax. Which so yeah, as you should be. There's nothing to fear. We've seen them play a couple of times this season, and they're shy, aren't they? So it just depends on which version of ourselves turns up. And as Mickey Mellon is fond of saying, it has to be the best version of ourselves that turn up on Wednesday night.
Do you know what? Right, with Tom, we'll hear later on how well Tom Conlon speaks, but he gave me so much more confidence than Mickey Mellon did after that fans forum. He is a delight. He should be the spokesperson for our team. He's such a confident, charismatic guy. He's nearly as charismatic and sexy as me. He's such a good sponsor, and we should have heard a lot more for it.
Can he stop booting the ball 40 yards forward then and just try and pass him to
I think we've got the best leadership team. And when I say leadership team, the senior players and management who have experienced the playoffs in this playoff campaign. Other than Steve Cottrell, I think that Mellon edges in with that. So I think we have got the edge, and you've got Hinshelwood, Mayer, Millington. He's been there a little bit, hasn't it, with Pete Wild when they went out to Stockport. Jim McNulty hasn't had it. So I think out of all the management teams, we've got the edge and the advantage. I just hope he plays attacking football and doesn't be overcautious, because we did it against Tranmere, went through. We played absolutely outstanding against Leyton Orient, and we were so unlucky. I think we have got a chance if he goes about the game plan as he's done in those previous 2 games. Norwood's back as well. Manny might be back for York. So I think we're in a good place. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, the things like that were being said at the fans forum. Mickey got challenged on a couple of things, including scattergun recruitment, which he denied. Also about the football, the type of football, which got brought up as well. And he said he does not encourage his players to boot it long. He wants them to play football. You know, we've been over this 1,000 times, haven't we? So there's no point going over it again. But I think there will be an emphasis on trying to keep it tight, because you've got to keep it tight in the playoffs. You can't afford to go 2-0 down in a one-off game. You've got to try and keep it tight. You've got to take your chances as well. That's the big thing. Against Ebbsfleet, we had more chances. It could have easily finished 3 or 4-0. We only managed 2. One was a penalty. So I think we need Norwood back in the team. We need Garner back on form. What pleased me about Garner was he stood up, took the penalty. He won the penalty, did he? Yeah, he did win the penalty. He was winning a lot of balls. Actually, I thought he looked bright. He played pretty well against a poor team, albeit. But that goal, the second goal, that's what it's all about. Just a poacher's goal in the box, first to react when it came off the bar and headed it in. And I think we've lacked that. I think we've lacked somebody who's switched on in the 6-yard box in the penalty area. And also, Vimal had a shot. He had a shot and it hit the bar and it came out, and the striker's there to finish it. We've been saying it all season, haven't we? You know, Josh Lundstrom got the goal of the season at the Players Award last night because he had a crack from outside the area. And we've got to do that more in the playoffs. We've got to be having more pops at goal and giving it for the strikers there ready to finish and take chances. And having Norwood in that situation is going to be a massive improvement. Speaking of the award ceremony, Andy, your man cleaned up last night, didn't he?
Yeah, and quite rightly so as well. He was my player of the season, so I'm delighted for him. He's had a good season. Comparative to my expectations of what he could achieve, and good on him. I think it's great. Can we play the predictions thing now that we gave at the start of the season? Because it's worth doing now because it links to this story, doesn't it?
It does actually, yeah. Dave, as I recall, you I can't remember why you were late for that. You know, but you joined us a little bit.
Just doing the predictions.
You joined us a little bit later. I introduced you as the oracle of football knowledge. And I was absolutely spot on, I think. Right, let's have a listen to that from this was the predictions, episode 2, right way back at the beginning of the season.
No, it's all right. We're just doing the predictions now. I've got a dash in 5 minutes. So Andy's just done his. Andy's gone for 4th. Right. I've gone for 5th.
Yeah.
Right. But but what do we know? The oracle of football has arrived. So, Dave, you tell everybody where we're actually going to finish this season and why.
Ready for a drum roll? 11th.
One place below where we finished last year.
Yeah.
With an improved squad.
Well, I think we're a couple of signings off.
But we've got 10th. But we've got rid of the midfield maestro that you worshipped in Nathan Sheeran. Yeah, of course, we're going to finish higher.
I just think we'll be 11th. I think we need, with Norwood being out and Joe Garner being out, I think we're going to have quite a slow start, despite Mike Fondop scoring 8 against Warrington. It's fine. It's totally fine. But he scored against Shrewsbury today. Just did okay. I don't know. I just can't see it. I think it's another year to gel, and then next year will be our year.
To be fair to you, Dave, you weren't completely wrong, were you? With Norwood and Garner being out, we didn't have the best start. We were started a little bit slow. Let's just stop.
So I don't know what you've done with that AI recording, but that was not me. That was AI.
Hey, come on! I'm trying my best here. To give you some credit, Dave.
Can I just point out as well, right? How many times have you two, when I've been saying that Mike Fondop cannot do it on his own, he's not good enough, we need more firepower up front, and you two are like, oh no, he's brilliant. Listen to you at the start of the season. You were saying exactly what I've been saying for the whole year. We needed more. He couldn't do it. It's not good enough.
Football changes. Football's unpredictable.
to be fair to him, he's stepped up and delivered this season, hasn't he? So, I mean, without him, we wouldn't be in the playoffs. Without him scoring all the goals and winning all the headers and doing what he's done, we probably would have finished 11th. Yeah. So
it's my Conlon's fault that I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but to go back to the awards, he has had a fantastic season, and well, I wish him all the best. And he's a good lad, and he loves the club, and he puts his heart and soul into every week, and he's had a brilliant season. So congratulations to him. He deserves 100%. All of the accolades that he gets. 100%.
100%. Yeah, I totally agree. And there were some other contenders. I think early on, Manny Month was definitely a contender, but obviously with his injury and everything, Jake Caprice was another contender. Charlie Raglan, I think, has been superb all season. So Tom Conlon, as well, as I think he's proved his importance, like you're saying, Dave. He is a leader, he is an organizer, and I still don't think we've seen the best of him either. I think there's still players in this team that we haven't seen the best of. They're coming together. We're seeing improvements all the time. I think we're seeing improvements. Now, I get that the second half of the season was poor, and I get that this season could have been a lot better. I'd just like to point out that I did actually get it bang on and got it and got fifth, which is either a stroke of genius or a stroke of luck. I suspect the latter, but.
Didn't we spend more weeks of the season in fourth though? I think we did.
We did, yeah, we did. And then because I needed us to finish fifth for my trip to London and all that, we thankfully managed to avoid finishing fourth. But yeah, look, fourth, fifth, that was our average really, and we're not the finished article. We're not the finished article, and I think to get into the playoffs this season, I think what did for us this season is the fact that we looked like potential champions before Christmas. And I think that raised everybody's levels of expectation, everybody's excitement. We thought, well, look, we can do this. And then we obviously dipped a lot in form. Mickey Mellon is adamant that it was to do with injuries above everything else, that he's had to recruit this number of teams and all that. I think for me, I'm still of the mind that there still was a lot of hangover from signings that we were never going to use. Alex Reid was never going to be in a Mickey Mellon team. Joe Nuttall, Willoughby. We've had these players, especially up front, that we at least next season, if we go into next season with Mickey Mellon as the manager, which as I expect we will, because like you've already said, Andy, there's not a long time to turn these things around. So preparations need to be starting for next season. Well, they've already started, haven't they? So who's getting retained? Who's going? Who's coming in? All this stuff needs to be in motion now. A manager leaving at the end of the playoff campaign, let's say we don't go up after a defeat at Wembley, there's not enough time, really, is there, for somebody to come in and do it properly? The guy's under contract. He needs another go. And he can honestly say then at next season, it's a pure Mickey Mellon team. He's had all the recruitment time he needs. He's had all the transfer windows he needs. He knows the club. They've been here for a season and a half, and there'd be absolutely no excuses next season for anything less than, I think, really chasing the top spot.
Matt,
yeah. Go on, Dave.
Do you think we can win it? Because Andy thinks we'll struggle against York. Do you think we have got the?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think we can win it. I think we've got the ability in the squad. I think that we've got I think defensively we're okay. I think we just need to have a bit more belief in ourselves in getting forward, and I think we need to it's going to sound really obvious, and I'm the king of the obvious there, but we need to try to score more goals. And I mean that by having, like I've already said though, having more shots. Having more shots on goal.
You don't shoot, you don't score.
You don't shoot, you don't score. It's basic stuff, though. Look at, like I said the other day.
This is cutting edge insight, isn't it?
It's cutting edge insight. But Vimal had that shot and it hit the bar, and the poacher puts it in the goal. We've not scored anywhere near enough goals from midfield and from range, and we've not had enough attempts. So I think the difference in the playoffs could be that I think we'll be pretty tight. We'll be pretty well organised when it comes to not conceding, but we have to be a bit more adventurous when it comes to scoring.
Just to come back to the point you said before, which is I agree with you. I can't. There's a lot of rumour saying that Mickey Mellon's going to walk away at the end of the season, isn't there? I'm not sure. I believe it's true.
I didn't get that vibe off him at the fans forum, Dave.
No, neither did I.
He's pretty consistent in his vibe, I would say. Though he was very nice, by the way. Again, he's a nice enough guy in person, and I think I don't get the vibe off the board either.
Times, didn't he?
Well, I mean that's fair enough, Dave.
That's fair enough. Yeah. I think it probably is unlikely. Particularly, like you say, with a timeline. And you're right about him, the hangover from last season of still having players. But then, you don't get every new signing right. But the signing within Waters looks poor. And he's going to have to address some of his own signing issues, I think, in the summer, as well as those that are a hangover from before, if we want to get it right, no matter what division we're in. So yeah, there's a bit of work to be done. A large chunk of it not of his own creating, some of it of his own. And of course we can win it. Of course we can win it, right? But I just think when you're 23 points behind the team that has finished second, it does show that there's quite a big difference between those two teams. It would be a travesty of justice
for York, it will. But it's about that's a question of consistency, and going into a one-off game doesn't matter about consistency, does it? And so I think we've been to their place this season. They couldn't beat us. I thought we were better team for a lot of that game. I think being there rather than at Boundary Park might suit us in that respect. Their crowd is gets on their back a bit, and their atmosphere isn't great. We'll make a load of noise. We know that. We'll take a load of fans, well, as many as we can, and yeah, it's going to come down to it. I think it's going to be tight either way. I think we might beat Halifax relatively comfortably. Maybe 2-0 or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully, but York, I think, would be tight. I think it would be won or lost by the odd goal. And then, but the good thing about that, though, about beating York is they've nothing to fear against whoever you're playing in the final. You've beaten the second best team in the league in the playoffs, and away you go. So, Dave, how are you feeling? Because you look like an absolute shower of shit.
Good, really good.
I saw you then. You were like zoning out. Your half.
He's nodding off, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm not good. I'm listening to the cutting edge insight that if we don't score, we won't win. And really, just taking that.
I think the actual phrase is. I think Mickey Mellon will be in the changing rooms and he'll be saying, listen, this is straight from football genius Matt Dean's mouth. You have to try and score more goals. Oh, that's what we've not been doing all season.
The penny drops.
The penny drops
at 5 minutes before kickoff against Halifax. That's
what it is. But there's players there, you see, around at the edge of the area. But players like Tom Peck, who's got a really good right foot. Conlon's got a good left foot. Have a go. Have a pop. We've not seen anywhere near enough spectacular goals this season, and I think now in the playoffs it would just be the perfect time to start smashing them in. So, young player of the season was Jake Leake. I think that's good. I think that's fair enough. I think he's had more game time than Vimal, who would be the other potential contender. Will Sutton's not had much game time this season, has he?
It always slightly irks me that the young player is not a player that's registered to us, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lone player.
You want our young players to be breaking through into that. But yeah, it is what it is. He's done all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, listen, we're coming up to the 25-minute mark, so I think what we'll do now is we'll play the footage from the fans forum, and when we come back, we will grill Mr. Andy Halliwell on Laticsmind.
I'm just walking up to two lovely gentlemen here, father and son. Yeah. Oh, lovely couple. It's okay. It's a broad church. What's your name, pal?
Chris Claydon.
And yours, mate?
Chris Claydon.
There you go. You should have said junior, really. So, playoff campaign starts next Wednesday. Halifax at home. What do you think?
I think it's doable. Yeah, I think we should beat them, really, but it's playoffs in it, so anything can happen, really.
The home draw, 5,000 tickets sold today in the first day. Fans forum tonight. Bit of a feel-good factor. Do you think we've got the edge now? You know, considering Kidderminster last season when we packed the park and it was a bit of a damp squib, weren't it? So, do you think we've turned that corner?
It could go either way, because I suppose like when we've had games earlier on in the season where we've had big crowds, sometimes I think pressure gets to them, but got an experienced bunch of players, haven't we, to be fair? So, and
an experienced manager. You know, I have been critical of him, but yes, fair play, he's got us here. The second half of the season wasn't the best, but he seems to have turned it round, and that Ebbsfleet Garner scoring goals now, finally. What are your thoughts, Chris Senior?
Yeah, been supporting Latics for 59 years, so I've seen the good bits and the bad bits. I'm pretty optimistic for this. I think this is the platform. If they can't perform, because it's going to be full in it. Let's face it, Benry Park's going to be absolutely banging.
I'm just walking over to two lovely gentlemen now. Lads, how are you doing? Can I get your names? We just did a bit of recording for the podcast.
Alex Butner. He was on your phone in the other day.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
And I'm his dad, Carl.
Right, so the Butners together. Next Wednesday, how are we feeling?
Stupidly, quietly confident.
Why is that then?
I don't know, I just think when we played him here before, we did a good job. So yeah, I fancy our chances.
What about you, Alex?
I'm not as confident, just because we don't normally turn up.
Have you booked the half day off next Wednesday to start drinking at 1?
I'm on holiday.
So you're not coming? So you're going to be listening in Twitter, or you'll be watching it? Where are you going on holiday?
I'll be in Germany at the time, so yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not confident just because I don't know. I'm not saying we're going to lose, but it's just a big game. Anything can happen in one game. That's my only worry.
I'm just making my way to the back table now, where the VIPs are sitting, and he's laughing. He's in the corporate green room with his lovely San Miguel shandy and his lovely lady wife. Darren's brought me a lime and soda. Is it lime? A lime and soda. Only a half, but that's the expenses of Oldham Athletic. Do the comparing for a half lime and soda. Anyway, what's your name, mate?
Jonathan.
Halifax home next Wednesday.
Easy. 3-1. Oldham win 3-1.
Who's going to score?
Pondom, Raglan, and Norwood.
Right, easy as that. And then we get York away. Can I have a score prediction for that one?
2-1 Oldham. That's going to be a bit tight, that. I think York will be in it. Harder match.
Okay. Have you got your ticket for next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And for the final, what if we had someone like Rochdale?
Ticket already.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm that confident.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So there's no problems?
Yeah, no problem.
I wish I had your confidence, I really do, honestly.
It's going to be Oldham Rochdale final as well. But.
And what score would it be if we get to the Oldham Rochdale final? Come on.
1-0. 1-0 to Oldham.
You've got it all planned out. You're quite relaxed, arms folded, sat back with your pint.
Yeah.
It's goodness me. You are an Oldham fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
How are we, sir? Yeah, good. What's your name?
I'm Morris.
Morris.
Scott.
Hello, Morris. So, next Wednesday, big match, Halifax. How are you feeling about it?
Unusually optimistic. I think we've had sort of the better of the games against them, but we're Latics, aren't we? So you never know.
Well, we're going to win, aren't we, hopefully?
Hopefully, definitely, yeah.
Definitely. Right, well, I wish I had your confidence. And then we've got York away. How are you feeling about that one?
Well, we put up a good performance against York, and I think we all thought that York would batter us, so we can go there with a little bit more confidence, I think.
And then a Rochdale final, potentially. How would you feel about that?
Rochdale don't bother me either way. I don't see them as rivals.
Cool. Nerves of steel. There we go. Well, thanks for speaking to me, Morris. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Take care. What's your name?
Dave. I've been dragged here by my son.
All right. So you're not an Oldham fan. Don't tell me you're a United fan. I'll get. All right.
I'm
okay.
an Oldham fan. Yeah.
So next Wednesday.
He's missed out.
Oh, it's all right. We'll get him over in a minute. So next Wednesday then, Halifax at home. How are you feeling?
Easy win. Comfortable win.
I've spoke to about 10 people tonight, and they've all said, "Don't worry about it."
There you go.
I've spoke to a guy over there. He said 3-1 against Halifax. I said York away 2-1, and then 1-0 against Rochdale in the final.
Small maps, isn't it? No maps, I tell you.
If Jonathan's right, I might have to stick a bet on that, because if he gets that, he was just arms folded, not bothered. So you just think it's just a matter of time before we go up then, do you?
The home game should be, I'd say, 2-0 win. The York game is different because they have got a bit of form, haven't they? And they're at home. When we played them at their place in the league, I thought they didn't look that good, really. So whether we, stopped them with our defensive sort of play, I don't know, but we need to do a bit more attacking.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we just need to play with a bit more freedom and expansion. But
yeah, I think so.
I think the pressure's on the other teams, and I think we've got the manager with the most experience for the playoffs. How do you feel about that?
No, I agree with you. But I would like to see us attacking more, definitely. I think we've got the players to do it as well.
Sexy Dave here, thank you for that. What's your name?
Andy.
What are your thoughts then? Halifax next week?
Yeah, I think we'll beat Halifax. Yeah, I think we'll do it. I think it's on after that. What my worry is York away. But I do
worry? What are we worried about them for? 2 tin pot, aren't they?
To be fair, I think on our day we can beat anyone. I think we proved that in the FA Cup. So I think the way Mellon sets up, I think cup the one-off games are better for us, to be honest. Now, when we went Tranmere away, it's like I knew we were going to win that game, and I think we've got to have that. I think next week will be the same. Where I think everyone's well up for it. Like getting the tickets today, it felt good. Do you know what I mean?
What's your name?
Katrina.
Katrina and
Rob.
How are we feeling?
Excited for me. Definitely excited for me. Been coming for too long and not seeing any joyous moments. So yes, I'm up for this. I hope they are.
Me, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the 3 previous playoff encounters, and we've not done brilliant in any of them. So, yeah, I'm nervous but excited, but I'm hopeful that it seems to be coming back to a little bit of form at the right time. So, yeah, I think I'm confident that we can do something. I really am, yeah. And end of the day, it's going to come right one day. 30 years of this, it's our time now.
You all right, gents?
Chris.
And
Mark.
Chris. What's this season been like for you as a long-suffering Latics fan?
It's been a bit strange, really. I thought the first half of the season we looked a really good, strong team in this division. Then we got the injuries and Stone saga, and then it went through the floor a little bit for a while. And I think they've done really well to sort of not let it collapse a little bit. There's a couple of teams who've had an injury and it's collapsed, so it's been a bit strange, I think. But I'm just absolutely delighted we're in the playoffs, because it's been so long. I was talking to a Sheffield Wednesday friend of mine. He couldn't believe how long it's been since the playoff campaign. And never mind, when I told him about promotion, he was like, what? So it's just, great that we're in it, and I'm quietly optimistic that we'll do all right.
Are you quietly optimistic? Are you brimming with confidence? What's the thought?
50-50 really. I don't know what to expect. I'm happy we've got Halifax at home. That's the best side we could have got. Obviously, if we get through, it's York. That's the big one really. But we got a point on Easter Monday at York, so I think that gave us a confidence booster. So we'll have to see really.
The reason I'm confident is the amount of experience in the team. So they're not going to bottle it or lose their heads, I don't think, because there's enough experienced players in that team just to keep everyone calm. We've obviously got a manager that's been here and done it before as well. And you're mentioning York there, but if we get to that York game, I think the pressure's all on them. They're going to be at home. They're going to have their fans expecting them, given the outlay that they've spent and the season they've had. So that could suit us a little bit more. So I'm optimistic because we've got experience. My worry is goals. If we go a goal behind, there's been times this season we've got to go behind, and you're really worried that we're not going to be able to turn that around. So that's my main concern. But I'm quietly optimistic though that we'll be all right.
Oh, there's a familiar face. Dom, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Dom Law from Oldham Athletic Supporters Foundation. I introduced you. You don't need to introduce yourself. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Looking forward to the evening.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the playoffs, even more so. Actually excited.
Yeah.
And expecting we might actually win it.
So you're confident?
Yeah, I don't know why. It feels like we've gone from thinking we've got absolutely no chance to get anywhere near Wembley, and after, a pretty standard 2-0 win against a team that's already relegated that looks absolutely rubbish, I suddenly feel like if we don't win it, who will? Probably York.
Yeah. I just said to the other guys who were just talking to them, I think if we can beat York in the semi, provided we beat Halifax, then we can win it. If you can beat the best team in the semi-final, whoever you play in the final, you've got nothing to fear, have you?
Absolutely, yeah. It'll all come down to that York game if we can get there. But there's no reason we can't go and beat York at their place. We've had some good results against them. I mean, we've had some performances which haven't been as good. But
Well, they haven't beaten us at their place since we've been in the same division, so
nothing's stopping us, particularly if we get some of the players back, which sounds like we might do. If we get Manny back, Norwood back maybe, Corey Evans can put in half a game. Then he looks class above this league, if he's fit.
he could just find that killer pass, couldn't he? He's got that vision and that range.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those. It's a good problem to have, I think. Now that we've got 27 midfielders, which 3 or 5 are we gonna play? And I'm quite confident, that we've got 5 quality midfielders who could. Who I'd not be happy with any of them starting. From Lundstrom, Pett, Conlon, Evans, we say. Probably others that I'm forgetting. We've got that many.
Yeah, Jorgen Nathan,
Pritchard.
There's a few, isn't there?
There's
more that I've forgotten now. Oh, Hammond.
Yeah.
So you're going to be sitting on the head table tonight, aren't you? With Mickey and Tom and Darren.
Yeah. Darren asked us if we'd be up for sitting on the top table with him. Obviously not. Don't want to shy away from any questions, so we said yeah. And I've got the honour and privilege of representing Sports Foundation on there. We'll see how many questions we get, but hopefully we'll be able to direct or redirect some questions at the club as well, where they need asking. But yeah, looking forward to it. It should be a good night. Everyone get their say or ask the questions that they think need answering.
Ground control to Captain Tom. Are we going to get the playoffs won?
Let's hope so. That's exactly what we're aiming for. It's been the aim from day one of pre-season has been promoted, and if we can do it through the playoffs, I think that's the best way to do it. So let's hope so.
You've had experience of it, I think, with Port Vale and stuff like that. Is it? And you're the captain of the club there. You've been there, done it, and there's players fair to say, in our squad who are a bit younger, a little bit less experienced. How was you? What role as a captain do you have in their journey through this playoff campaign?
I think we're quite lucky because it's not just myself that's been involved in playoffs before. We've got a number of players, and I think that's quite rare for a club. If you actually go through our team, there's been a lot of players that have been involved in playoff games. So if we can spread that into the youngsters, that's only going to help them, and that's exactly what we'll be doing.
Are you excited then?
Really excited. This is the whole reason why I joined the club. I wanted excitement in my next move, and this club's fulfilling that. And if we can go and make something happen in the playoffs, it'll be something that we never forget. Hey, mate, okay?
Left foot top binner against Rochdale in the final. We're going to have that.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? I'd snap your hand off for that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for speaking to me, Tom. I really appreciate it. Roll on next Wednesday against Halifax.
100%, no problem at all, mate.
Thanks, mate.
No problem.
Cheers.
No worries.
Cheers, mate. I'm just making my way over to the media mogul, the Robert Maxwell of Boundary Park. Alan, how the devil are you, sir?
I'm very well, Dave. How are you?
You've got a big smile on your face. You excited for next week?
Yep, really looking forward to it. Should be. Well, the atmosphere on Monday was fantastic, wasn't it? So hopefully it'll be that and more next week.
Yeah, so Halifax, brush them aside, then on to York away, brush them aside, Rochdale in the final. Sounds a bit too easy, doesn't it?
It does. Hopefully it's that easy. It's probably never going to be easy being Latics, is it? It's going to be a few twists and turns, just like the season. But
it's like a tagline, isn't it? Oldham Athletic, how to make things difficult, isn't it? No, but are you excited for the playoff campaign? Obviously you put out the hard graft, travel all the miles up and down the country, and it's nice to be in the playoff campaign since 2006, 2007?
Yeah, it's been a long time, hasn't it? And it's, well deserved by everyone, isn't it? It's reward for everyone. Obviously, everyone would have liked more from this season, wouldn't they? But we're going to give it our best shot, aren't we?
Where's Roy Antonym lurking? Is he about?
He's actually... Would you believe this? I showed you this photo.
Roy, he's not here for the fans forum. Where is he? You're going to drop him in it live for the Boundary Park alert system?
Well, he's not here tonight, and he wasn't here on Monday either.
He's not at Manchester United, is he? No? He's just showing me his phone just for the audio here, just to go through it. Roy, I can see, is in his deck shorts, boat shoes next to his yacht.
called the Mickey Mellon. So Roy has a yacht, so that's it. So he's a captain of the seas. Old Roy, is he now? So he's on holiday, is he? Is he quietly confident?
I think he is. He's back for next week, so...
All right. That's me in trouble then. Cheers for speaking to us, Al. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
It's nice to be here talking about the playoffs, Darren. I asked you how you were feeling before. What did you say?
Excited and anxious at the same time.
Not about the fans forum, about the playoffs, going into the playoffs. It's a big deal, isn't it, for the club?
Yeah, massive deal. First time in 18 years, isn't it? So there's a whole generation of people that have never seen it and had that excitement. So it's a brilliant achievement, and it's going to be a great occasion, one that we come out victorious, hopefully.
It's been a bit of a mad day. It's the day that the tickets have gone on sale, so I think we've sold 6,000 in the first day, in the first few hours, is it?
Yeah, very exciting. The response has been brilliant. Lots of interest in tickets. Obviously, it's early doors, and season ticket holders have got till weekend, obviously, to get theirs as well. So we'll see what the end number is, but we expect it to be near a sellout at least.
I mean, it's football's all about big games where things are on the line, but where big prizes are on the line as opposed to survival, which is the only type of big game that we've had for quite a long time now, isn't it?
It is, and I always say football's cyclical, and the downturns will come with the flattening out and the upturns, and since we've come in, it's not gone as quickly as we wanted and as easily as we wanted, and there's lots of things that we've done and we could have done differently. We admit that, and it's all about learning, but it's a beast of a league, very competitive. Spoke to Paul Cook yesterday, who said if we get through the playoffs and get promoted, we'll be where he is next year, just with the team that we've got, and it tells you how strong the top of the National League is and the investment that's going into these clubs. So it's very exciting. We just need to get out of the league.
I won't ask you for a prediction, but go on then. I'll ask you for a prediction. How do you think we're going to get on in this campaign, and what do you think? What do you think the differences are going to be, one way or the other?
I'm a massive believer in believing, and if you don't believe, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I believe that we can get promoted. So I think that's. We've just got to find and grind results out, whichever way. The teams that are in there playing very different styles, don't they? So we've just got to get through it and dig in. The one benefit we have is a magnificent support in massive numbers. So we really need all the supporters to make it a 12th person on Wednesday when we play Halifax. First of all, we can't be presumptuous, arrogant or complacent. We've got to work our socks off. That's the first thing in any game of football, is to work hard on the opposition and try and find a way to win.
I think the crowd is going to be a big plus. I think there's going to be a proper cup tie atmosphere, a full house, and I think it'll make the difference against Halifax. And then our away support at York, we're great on the road. In terms of backing and numbers, and York haven't beaten us at their place yet, so there is plenty to believe in. So I'm optimistic. I'm excited now. I am genuinely excited for it, and I think we can get to Wembley, and then it's Wembley, innit? Who knows? And it depends who we're playing, really. But I think from a spectacle point of view, Southend would be good because they'll bring quite a lot of fans with them. More than Forest Green or maybe Rochdale would or something like that. So, but I don't suppose you really care, do you? As long as we get there, that's the main thing.
Yeah, getting there first of all, and then we've got a lot of experience in the camp who've been there before, both players and managers and staff. So it's the draw on that and try and just get through that fixture. Having got there, we've got to get there first, and it's two massive games and one even bigger one on Wednesday that we've got to get through and find a way to win. Chris Millington's done a great job there. All hats off to them and respect to them. We've got to not be complacent as we haven't been with them. They're a tough team to beat, very good side, so it's going to be tough. We've got to get through that first, but I don't care if we get to Wembley. I believe we will. Who it is?
Me neither. Let's do it this time, eh? Cheers, Darren.
How's it going, Luke?
Yeah, very well, thank you very much. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Next Wednesday, excited? Oh, you're drinking water, that's a surprise. Flipping out.
Well, Darren's just bought me a lager.
Is that straight vodka? That's what Tom Collins just said. That's vodka. So yeah, no, I'm all right. Go on. So are you excited then for next week?
Yeah, absolutely massive. I went to school over in Halifax, so a lot of my pals are from over there. So there's a lot of bragging rights for next. Well,
it's Rishworth, weren't it? Because you didn't pass the Hume grammar exam like me and Sue. That's what I got told.
That's right. To be honest, I went to the toilet.
Where to put that?
I went to the toilet halfway through the English exam. That's what happened.
So, you know, the academic elites like me, Darren and Sue, you know, we think it's going to be a comprehensive win next Wednesday. Do you think that's going to be the case?
Well, I don't think we fear anybody, do we now? Do you know, in particular, I think we definitely don't fear Halifax, and after the York game away as well, it's there's no kind of unknowns. It's not like there's going to be a massive difference in form between when we played them a couple of weeks ago and now. So, I don't think we fear anybody.
I spoke to Tom before. It could be stressful as a player, but they've got to keep it as calm as possible. Yeah. But you know, how does it feel for you?
Well, not to give our competition anything to say in their changing rooms, let's say, but I think the best team I've seen here this season were Forest Green, to be honest. I know that was quite early on in the season, and you know, I thought they played the passing just seemed faster and crisper through midfield. So I wouldn't be surprised if when we get to Wembley, if it will be them. I think. And also I think we're looking at the stats all season, and Southend's position hasn't reflected their performances. You know, they're rightly where they are, and obviously the history that they've had over the last couple of years, you would have expected them to be, higher up the table, I suppose. I think everybody would have expected them to be in top four probably after what they did last year. So to see them being a late bolter, you're always worried about them, aren't you, and doing a Grimsby and all that kind of stuff. So so I think it's as it's panned out, I think it's fantastic, isn't it? We're playing again for atmosphere and memories. We're playing two of the bigger clubs in the league if we beat Halifax and then York, and not too far away, so it's great for all the fans, isn't it? And so I think let's just enjoy the ride.
So June 2nd, after that final, when we've won it, it's going to be a public holiday, isn't it, in Oldham most likely? Probably remnants of like when Newcastle won the League Cup, so you can see the streets will be dead, won't they? But yeah, it's all there to play for, isn't it? And it's very exciting. So yeah, come on Oldham, and thanks for your time, Luke.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for everything, mate. Really appreciate it. Cheers, pal.
Mickey, can I have a quick word with you, my mate? So the season's not quite over, but the normal season's over. Has it been a long, hard season from your point of view? Are you able to draw a line under that now? And does this like mini league or mini cup run? How does it feel? You've been here before. Does it feel familiar? Is it a different feeling with Latics?
I think every time that you go into the playoffs, it has to be different, because you're a different situation, different team, different players, so it is different, but the ask is still the same. You've got to go out and try and be the best version of yourself and not get caught up in a unique atmosphere, because it will be unique, because it's on a knife edge. You can't get caught up in it. You've got to concentrate and try and be the best you can be doing the jobs that we need you to do, so that you give us a chance of winning. That's it. That's what the players have got to concentrate on. If there's any energy to be taken from the crowd because of the atmosphere is a little bit more, or there's people in there, and you can get any positivity to that, yeah, by all means take it, but don't go the other way and lose focus. So that's what the playoffs is all about.
It will be a unique experience at Boundary Park, because we've not had one for such a long time, a playoff. We've had some big games like survival games and things like that where a lot's been riding on it, but this is different. And for a lot of the younger fans, you could have been born, finished your education, got your first legal drink since the last time we were in the playoffs. This is their first taste of it. What kind of mindset are the players in at the minute?
Well, you want them to be excited. They will be excited. Listen, there's not any of them that doesn't think that's a big game. That's a given. But what you've got to try and do is, like I said, is harness that and keep that under control. You've got to go and play the game. You've got to go and focus on doing your job that is important to the team, and make sure that you go and do that to the best of your ability, and don't get caught up in anything else that you can't affect. But like I said, I only look at it
positively. It's really exciting. It's a great achievement to make the end of season shake up at any level. And we've managed to do it at our level, so that's terrific.
This is a club and a team that's in development, right? We're not from where we were a few years ago to where we are now. It's it's chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
So, and then it all just comes down to the big occasions. And one of the things we have seen in recent seasons is the big occasion, the big crowd has got to the players. The Kidderminster game, for example, last season. Do you think that the squad, the team have learned from that and that they are going to be able to feed off that energy? Because I think the atmosphere is going to be fantastic. It's going to be like some of the old cup days of old out there. And my personal feeling is it's going to fire us all onto the semi against York. Like, how would the players feel when they had those big games and it doesn't go to plan? It must hurt, and they must want to put it right, given the next opportunity.
You asked me about 14 questions.
I know, it's because I'm a rambler.
Right.
I know.
First one, it's a very different team to the one that played against Kidderminster. I don't know how many of that team remain here. So, yeah, that was a difficult day where we didn't do what I said to you earlier on in the interview.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, your good players have got to turn up and play well. I rely on that. I am optimistic and believe that they're going to turn up and perform and everything's going to be all right. That's what we all think, but they're human beings. So I'll help them to try and cope with that. There's a lot of experience in the group as well. But it's only, I don't look at any negatives in all the stuff that you said, big crowd, crackling atmosphere. Why wouldn't you want to play in that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't you want to go and get involved in that? Surely that's why you work all the time and come through all the tough times, because you want to get to these moments. So let's go and attack it and only look at it with optimism and excitement, and just go out there and, like I said, focus on our jobs.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to Leyton Orient when, although we lost the game, the performance from the team was just superb. The crowd that were there, we felt really on board. Things didn't quite go to plan after Christmas, but I feel like Wednesday next week could be another one of those really unifying moments where we get into that semi-final against York and then we travel well. And I'm really looking forward to it. Do you just try and keep that level head and use all that experience to just try and stay focused and calm in these occasions? We're fans, we're allowed to get carried away, but you must try and look at it a bit differently.
Listen, to get back to your first point, which is a good point, we did play really well at Leyton Orient. I don't know how many players we've lost since then. So we talk about, you spoke about the Kidderminster game, we've lost so many players since then. Since that game at Leyton Orient, with injuries and players leaving, I think it was 7 or 8 players have gone since then that played that day. We've lost at some point. So there's been a lot of jigging about and a lot of trying to bring players in to try and keep things going all the time, which isn't easy because you're not really in a good market to have to be able to do that at that stage in the season. But we were able to get good players in who were able to keep things moving forward. But there's enough quality and there's enough experience in the group, and a fan base that will get right behind the team. So it'll, just like I said, it'll be about us going out and making sure that we're good players, that we have many of, go out there and do the business for us. And if they go and do the business for us, we'll have no problems.
And have you managed to find a budget to fly Big Mike's dad over from Cameroon because we didn't lose, did we, when he was over here? That must be a good luck charm if ever there was one.
I think his mum was here on Monday. I think she was here. I think so. No, we haven't found the budget, sadly. But I'm sure that he'll be here in spirit, and he'll be somewhere watching it. So we'll settle for that. But yeah, like the rest of them, we need Mike to be at his best, and if Mike's at his best, he's hard to stop.
The football romantic in me sees him scoring a diving header at Wembley, and that's the winner, and he crowns off a glorious season. I think we'll both take that, won't we?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. And then we will fly his dad over.
Exactly. Thanks a lot, mate.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. So there we go, Sexy Dave Bradley harassing people at the fans forum, including ground control to Captain Tom. You actually said that, Dave.
I did, yeah, I did.
Yeah. I saw him, he did wince.
He did.
Yeah.
He looked at me like, who are you?
Who are you?
Come on. And then he relaxed around my sexy aura and answered all my questions.
Yeah. So, Andy, how are you feeling?
Yeah, all right. The slight concern for me here is that people like Paul Prendergast and Paddy Harwood, who are genuine Latics minds, think that I'm anywhere near as good as them and are going to set me questions that are really difficult because I'm just bang average like you lot.
Listen, you weren't saying that in the group the other night. You said, I'm beating Paddy, I'm beating Paul, and I'm going to grind them into dust. That's what you said. That's what you said.
Listen, Andy, you're a bit of a Latics geek, and you've like uploaded loads of things to all your videos and all that, and spent hours watching them. And I reckon you sit your sons down and you give them like weekly Latics classes and stuff like that, like history classes and stuff. So I'm looking through the questions, right, and I tell you what, I think if anything, he's gone easy on you. I'm just going to read them out in the order that they're coming out, but there's a lot from your era. If you get these wrong, you'll be hanging your head in shame. But anyway, let's not put too much pressure on you. And let's start Laticsmind with Andy Halliwell. Ian Marshall scored our first 4 goals of the 1990-91 season. Who scored our 5th?
Earl Barrett?
It was Andy Ritchie. Which striker did Latics sign from a club in Hong Kong in May 1989?
Scott McGarvey?
Correct. In Andy's first game, Latics beat Shrewsbury Town 3-0 in December 1986. Who scored our 3rd goal that day?
Roger Palmer.
Tony Henry. Who scored his only goal of the 1990-91 season in a 3-1 win versus Portsmouth?
Paul Warhurst.
Correct. Who was Latics' second defeat against in 1990-91?
Port Vale.
It was Bristol Rovers. Who was Latics' first home defeat against in the 1991-92 season?
First home defeat against?
First home defeat.
91-92. Crystal Palace?
Correct. Latics' only home defeat in 1990-91 was versus Hull City. Who scored our consolation goal?
Oh, Christ. I knew it was Hull as well. I was hoping you were going to ask me the team. Consolation. David Curry?
Oh, when in doubt, just say Andy Ritchie. Who did Andy Barlow score his only Latics brace against?
Oh, brace. Cripes. Don't know. Can see the Leeds goal, the Arsenal goal, brace, Shrewsbury Town.
Ipswich Town. Who scored twice on the opening day at Stevenage in August 2013?
Jose Baxter.
Correct. You got 4 and no.
It's all right. I told you, middle of the pack.
Yeah. It's not bad. You got 2. You got 2 questions there where the answer was Andy Ritchie.
Did I get 5? Does that make
yeah, you got 5. Yeah,
5,
yeah.
Andy. That feel.
Yeah.
You got 5.
I got 5, sir.
Did you do it under the heat and the pressure of Laticsmind, or did you just read the questions and decide?
When you did me early in the season, I got 5.
Oh right, I see. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're better than me then. Well done.
Yeah,
you're the best.
Competitive dad over there. So you got a lot from your era there, Andy.
I know, yeah. Could have got a few more, really.
Yeah, I was impressed with the Scott McGarvey answer. That was a good one.
Crystal Palace came out of nowhere. That was good.
Yeah, Palace.
No, I was just going through the fixtures in my head until I got to one where we lost, and I remembered it. Yeah,
I remember the Paul Warhurst goal, but I don't think I'd have been able to pull that out of the bag under the circumstances. So, but you got 4. So, and there's plenty more questions. There's plenty more questions here, Andy. So we can do that again in future. Or I can use them on Dave as well. So
just add them to the pool of other questions that we've got. We might, because we may have another fan guest on this season, possibly if we get through the Halifax game, then we'll probably get a fan guest on for the next one. If we go out, then it'll be straight to squad pod, won't it?
Yes. Yeah. So next week we will have the game on the Wednesday, followed on the Thursday by the Latics football phone-in. So that is going to be, at this point, it's very interesting and exciting as to what the phone-in is going to be about. It's either going to be a very exciting phone-in because we'll have made it through to the semi-final against York, and we'll be looking ahead to that. We'll have some facts about York to look forward to, and or it could be we're all just crying into our.
It'll be a football morning.
It will be a football morning, yeah. All the everything will come out, won't it? Then, so hopefully, it will be the latter, or the former. I can't remember which way around I said it now, but anyway, we've got that to look forward to. And we'll keep you posted in terms of what's happening with podcasts and things like that. That's it. It's done, Dave. You made it through.
Good.
Half an hour of hurt there.
All right, it's not bad.
It's all right.
Now to try and get yourself out the doghouse.
No, I'm going to get in ahead with the dog. That's what I'm going to do in about an hour's time, because you can't really go to a pub at 11:10 in the morning, can you?
I mean, you can if you have. You can if you have to.
Yeah,
it needs must. Depends how rough you. It all depends how rough you want to be tomorrow, Dave.
Well, I've got no under-8s football in the morning. It's my first weekend off in about goodness how long, knows how long. But yeah, it's going to be a nice lie-in, a nice relax.
Can you see the weather in London out my window now behind us? Right, imagine 11:30 on the 1st of June on your way to Wembley. Would you be having a pint now?
Oh yeah.
We'll be at your house, won't we, Andy? So
I'd be about 3 deep by now.
Well, listen, we'll all be in your back garden. We'll have slept there the night before. We slept under the stars in your back garden. Latics load of Latics fans camping out in your back garden, Andy, partying all night, ready for the big game in the morning. Absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
Well, that's it. We're not, we
look forward to that.
Oh, she'll love it. I don't know. Send her to a spa or something. Get us, off you go. You don't want to be around here. It's too many Oldhamers. But yeah, look, it's a beautiful day today. I'm going quad biking with my mates and shooting guns for my mate's birthday, mate's 50th. And,
is he a Tory?
Hey?
Is he a Tory?
What, quad biking?
Well, shooting, clay pigeon shooting and stuff like that.
So I'm going to the Trafford Tory Quad Bikers Club.
Right, good.
No, I don't know. There's a place down in there. I can't remember what it's called, but they do quad bikes and crossbows and axes and guns and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go and do that. It's a beautiful day. We've got no football to worry about this weekend. So we can all just go and enjoy ourselves, which is what we do. Recording on a Saturday morning, which is a bit unusual, but
it's killed me.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting to be rough tomorrow morning because after we finish doing all the fun events, we're going to cap it off with a few pints. So, and it's a beautiful day, so it could get a little bit sloppy. Anyway, yes, exactly. So, thanks for joining us, boys.
Cheers, mate.
See you later. Thank you.
And I'll see you, Andy. You'll have to give us a shout you have to join in the phone in on Thursday after the game.
If I can, I will.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, fingers crossed. See you all on the other side.
Hey, Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage?
Ooh.
What's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk. Oh.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
macchiato,
then go to buymeacoffee.com/We Are Oldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Ooh. Thank you, listeners.